Hello and welcome to another episode of our Midweek podcast at First Baptist Sweetwater, where we strive to be the first responders of God's love. My name is Jerry Hendricks, and I'm here with my friend, Teek Hamilton. Teek, we had a great day on Sunday.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It felt like what we said last Easter was going to be.
Right. That was one of the things that I kept coaching myself to not say on Sunday. I think I did break at one point and made some reference, but I was really trying to stay away from that.
It was funny. I was talking to Robert Aker, I guess Sunday afternoon, something like that, and he said, last year we were like, okay, we're going to hunker down for 2 weeks, that way we can be back to worship. Well, everybody's going to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then we'll get rid of this, and a year later we're finally going in the right direction.
Right. It was the timing on it this year, as bad as the timing was last year, I think it was good this year for us as far as getting near zero numbers for our county.
Right.
Recorded numbers anyway.
Today.
And so, and then just a general feeling is a lot of it. I had my first shot. A lot in our church have had one or both shots. And so a lot of things were moving in the right direction for us. And it was a really good day. We've spent some time evaluating for it because one of the things that we understand is that we really won't, because it is such a big deal, even bigger than the Christmas season, the Advent season, right. It just comes to an abrupt halt, and then we got to turn head on into a lot of activity, which we'll get to in just a minute. Yeah. But we did some evaluating and talking about next year and some of the things that we want to do and things that we enjoyed most about this year. So be sure and share with us either in person or email. It helps us to evaluate if we have more folks sharing input. We will have leadership meetings next week where we'll seek feedback there, but you're welcome to share your thoughts with us about all the things, not just the worship service on Sunday, but everything that we did during the Lenten season. So
before Ash Wednesday, we don't want your input, but Lent,
right. Well, again, just to backtrack just a bit, one of the things that we talked about was the struggle that we had in some of the areas in communicating it, but the Sunday before Ash Wednesday was the snow day. Yep. And it was, so things were adjusted for an online only, and so anyways, it was, and I don't think we did that one live, did we? I think we recorded that.
Did we pre-record it?
I can't remember. I think it was bad enough that I didn't want anybody out. I think we recorded that early. Anyways, looking ahead.
It gets busy.
This is a fun week. So to continue our theme of what it means to gather, this week, it just so happened, this is something we were talking about in our staff meetings, but the block party is a regularly scheduled event for us.
Right. We've only moved it inside like one time, and it was because it was August. It was 180 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So we went downstairs. So
this year we're doing something a little different than what we have done in the past.
Yep, we're calling it Block Party Park Edition.
Okay.
We're going to be in Newman Park, and we got the biggest cooker in the Tri-County area.
We needed to say that. Sometimes on our podcast we'll do corrections from Sunday, and that's one of the corrections. It's not just the biggest grill in Fisher County, but it's the largest grill in the Tri-County area.
Yeah, and
you can choose any 3 counties you want.
I choose Houston, El Paso, and Dallas.
And honestly, it could be the largest one in West Texas, but
it has 5 doors to grill on. It has 4 wood loading doors. It has 3 pipes, and it's tall.
So this is going to be fun. So what we're saying is, it's not going to be hard to find us at Newman Park on Wednesday at 6:00, and tell us what we'll be eating.
We will have, we always have good food there, but this year we're going beyond hot dogs and hamburgers, and we have...
So it's just veggie burgers?
Ooh, that's a good idea. We're going to make some portobello mushroom burgers. We're going to have, so far I think we have 8 racks of ribs that we're going to be cooking, and then like I said, there's 5 doors, So bring your own food and throw on there also. You can eat some of ours for sure, what we'll be providing. But if you want to bring something to throw on the grill, come grill with us.
Well, and if you like a certain way you like to season your steaks or hamburger patties, whatever that you'd like to just come and grill and either eat there or take home.
I'm not sure we'll allow somebody to cook a steak well done. I'll have to check on that ruling, but I'll let you know.
We could be there's a chance we could be overruled on that one though, but we'll wait and see. We'll see if we can sneak that by.
We'll see if the owner of the trailer likes that.
So then there'll be a time there'll be games out there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's church-wide. It's not just for children and youth.
We're going to have tournaments, and the winners of those tournaments get rewards towards their camp. Our block party is our launch for our camp season, and so that's one of the things we're focusing on. It'll be the first opportunity for people to give to that, for students to get forms for that. I mean, all of that is in there.
Good. It's going to be a fun evening. It's going to be summerish.
Right. I did see it won't be 95.
It won't?
No. It's
92?
gone down. No, it's in the 80s. I think it's 89 now.
Okay.
The 95 moved up to today, and it's only 91.
Okay. Well, but it's a cool 91.
Because there's 100-mile-an-hour winds going on. There's not supposed to be as much wind tomorrow either. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then looking ahead into the weekend, we decided, I think it was only last Easter with us. I mean, obviously last Easter was different, but the last Easter that we had for worship,
right?
I believe that's when we started the tradition, or what we hoped would be the tradition, of having communion the following Sunday.
Yeah, we sat down and said, theologically, where do we see communion falling?
Right.
We don't want to do the once a quarter, Baptist tradition. Once every 3 months, you got to do it. We decided to think about it theologically. Where does it fit best? And that was one of the ones. We don't do it at Good Friday. We don't do it at Easter Sunday, because you're celebrating the resurrection on Easter Sunday, not the death. And so we just felt it fit better the Sunday after. Well,
and because we're still in some, we're conscious of COVID protocols, which has also really helped us in terms of understanding health code. Now, I will drop that word even pre-COVID because of my experience in running a coffee shop. You do become, if you're a bit of a germaphobe or a lot of a germaphobe, depending on where you are on the germaphobe spectrum, there's certain easy protocols. So we started talking about how we might do communion on that Sunday.
Right.
And like most times when there's an obstacle or a challenge, you overcome that in some very creative ways. And so I'm real excited about what we're going to be doing. I mean, I think we all enjoy those moments when we have communion together, but we're going to do something that's different. And I think that it will be something that will be meaningful to our people, obviously, but I'm looking forward to it.
If you're a person who's online only,
right.
This gives you several days. Get your elements ready. That way, in your home with your family, you can celebrate communion also. But yeah, when you talk about germaphobe stuff, there's certain communion moments I do not participate in because
right.
everybody's pulling and grabbing with their hands, and I don't know where their hands have been.
Well, we'll have none of that.
Nope.
And it will be...
It's helped us be creative, though. I mean,
exactly.
Whereas I don't know how much we would have stepped outside. Now, we've already talked about that being creative is fun and good, and it brings energy to worship. We just have to pull it off, and we have to make it work. And so I think we made good steps towards that.
We've talked. We have to execute, and so that's this Sunday will be a lot different than what we would normally do in a worship service. There will be some interaction, and there'll be some getting up and moving around, which rather than the communion elements being brought to you, you'll be moving toward those elements, and not in any way that you've probably ever experienced it before either.
Yeah, that's all we're telling you about it.
Yeah, and so, and as far as study, one of the things that I found intriguing this year in looking at the schedule for preaching and all was that just the reminder of there are several times that Jesus has a meal after the resurrection while he's making or we record these appearances of Jesus in different settings. There's times when he ate.
Yep.
And so that's going to be that's a part of the focus for us. I guess the knowing that we had scheduled communion kind of helped us gravitate towards those passages. But those are some of the ones that you might want to be thinking about or reading, looking toward in your devotional life as you look at the ends of the gospel stories and the early part of Acts. You might be looking for those times when Jesus had a meal with someone.
But we won't have fish that Sunday.
No, not
So thank goodness.
no
Not that
fish.
meal.
Yeah,
not that meal.
But so things are progressing well for us. There were a lot of folks here Sunday. I still didn't know what to expect with that, but as we get more comfortable and still remain cautious and wise in the way that we do things, we are looking forward to having the chance to be together more consistently. And so to that end, we'll be taking the sections down, the roping down in our worship service. And so a lot of things that really do give us that sense that every day is getting better. And we're looking forward to what God has in store for us for this next year. Summer's not that far off. There's a lot of things that we've been talking about. Kid X is one of those that we'll be gearing up for and generating more conversation about in the weeks ahead as we get ready for that.
P3.
What did I say?
Kid X.
Oh, man. Thanks for catching that.
I was going, it's been geared up.
P3, it's been 2 years. There's a lot of people that have come to our church since we had P3 last.
Right.
And so that will be a part of their experience with us, and we look forward to that. As I share with folks, there's probably no single thing that defines us any better than that one ministry event. And so we look forward to being able to do that.
I have a great video clip from last year's P3 that will be great for promotional, so I'm excited about that.
Well, explain.
Well, it has a guest appearance of Lisa Aker in the background.
Well, so P3 was online last year.
It was online last year.
This year it'll be live.
Right. But even before we jump to June, July, right there at the end, that transition, we've got May has a ton of stuff in it too.
Right.
I mean, we got Senior Sunday, we have the children, Kid X, where they lead in worship. We have Mother's Day.
Yeah. So, and Wes, I think that the discovery I made just this year was how that really May is the single busiest month that we have. We have multiple of activities. Our worship choir is going to be singing one Sunday as well in our worship. So
it feels like it's always 5 Sundays too for some reason.
Right.
I don't know how, but
it's a long month. But anyways, we appreciate you checking in with us this week. We're glad to be a part of your week, and we look forward to being in your worship or with you in worship on Sunday at 10:30.
10:30.
Live or online. We'll see you then.
See you then.